Hello everyone, welcome to the Solidity Fundamentals course. I am Anjali and I'll be your guide for this course. In today's lesson, we are going to discuss about the different operators supported by the Solidity language. Solidity supports almost all the operators which are supported by other languages as well, and most of the operations basically require two operands. Some are unary operators, which would mean that they would require only single argument. So we are going to have a look at all the type of operators, whether they are arithmetic operators or logical operators or relational operators, through our remix ID by seeing their implementation. So let's move to our remix ID. As you can see that I have written some code already. So I have created the boilerplate code for you. So we are mostly, let's have a look at the code first. I've added the licensor line first, and then I've added the version line. I have named my contract to be operators. So it's always better to keep relevant names. Now, first I have introduced a state variable with first number and I've kept its value to be 20. Then I've kept a second number with value 10. And so, as you know, the double slashes for comments. So this is not a statement, a code statement. This is a comment which says that we are going to discuss arithmetic operators in the next section. So here, as you can see, I have again created a lot of state variables. I have created add where we are adding both the numbers. So this is for testing the arithmetic operators. So all the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus. So increment, these are unary operators. So you know you only need one operand for them. So increment means incrementing the value by one. So whatever variable you mention, so first number's value will be increased by 1, and decrement means the second number value will be decreased by 1. So after that, I have mentioned the category of relational operators. I have given them names. So we know that relational operators always return a Boolean value. As you can see, these were arithmetic operations. So we were using unsigned integers for them because they are maths expressions. And so these were because unsigned integers. So their addition will also result in an unsigned integer. So, but in relational operators, if these were unsigned integers, but if they are equal to each other, then a true or false value will be returned. So we have declared a lot of Boolean values equal to check if they are equal to each other, not equal to, if they're less than equal to, or greater than equal to. So for this we've used relational operators. Third section is for the logical operators. We know that we've discussed and, or, and not. So we'll be discussing about the logical operators. Now we know that, so let me explain the concept a little. So just in case you do not know about these and operations. So what and does is, it takes two inputs, two Boolean inputs basically. So we have named one positive, one Boolean value to be positive. I've set the value to be true, and one other Boolean value is negative, and I've set its value to false. The name is negative. So AND operation basically it needs that both the arguments should be true. If both the arguments are true, only then the AND operation will return true. In all other cases, if one of the number is true and the other is false, or if both are false, so the AND operation always returns false. It only returns true when both the numbers are positive. But with OR operation, even if one of the number is, one of the argument I would say is true, it will give you a true. So in case both of them are false, then only it will return. That's the only case when it will return false. Third is the NOT operator. So we know it will basically reciprocate the result. So in case you're passing a true value, the NOT will basically toggle the result, and you will get a false value. If it was false, then you'll get a true. So that's it for the logical operators. We'll be deploying the code, and then we'll be checking out all these values. But let's go through the complete code first. The next section is for the assignment operators. So we know that there is assignment operator, as I discussed. It's not only about adding the numbers or subtracting or multiplication. It's about assigning them as well. So now here the challenge was that, like other things, I could have just written assign, addition. I would have written this, and I could have written the statement here without declaring any function. But you should remember that in our class we discussed that in contract variables, state variables, you cannot change these variables at the contract level itself. Either I could have done it right now when I was declaring it, I could have initialized it with what I'm already doing, but I could have manipulated it here itself, which was not possible because we need to use assignment operator, or I could have used a function or a constructor. So that's why I'm making a function. So don't worry if you don't understand the syntax. We're going to discuss functions in detail, but for now, function means function of assignment, and in those functions we are manipulating the data. We are saying that the assignment add, which was 10, should the value of 10 number should be added to this, and it should be assigned to assign add as well. So after we have run this function, after we have called this assignment function, the assign add value should change from 10 to 20. Similarly, subtraction should happen. So already we have given a value 20, and now we have to subtract 10 from it. So assign subtract initially was 20, but after calling this function it should become 10. Similar is the case with multiplication, division, and modulus. It will be interesting to see the results. We are going to deploy the code in short while. Finally, we'll be seeing the conditional operator, wherein we are basically mentioning a condition, which is that the first num is greater than second num. So we are saying that if the first number is greater than second number, then you should add both the numbers and return, put it in conditional operator variable and return it to us. Or if it is less than the second number, the first number, then you should subtract both the numbers and then you should return the result to us. That will be set in the conditional operators. So I think going through the code would have given you clear idea about the type of operators we're going to discuss. Now let's deploy our code. As you can see, I've already compiled the code and it has compiled successfully. Now the next step would be to deploy it and check for ourselves that what values have been set for all these type of variables. So just notice one thing, that I have made all these variables public, and the only reason for making them public is that we can, so that we can view it in the deployed section and we can examine the results. Okay, so let me deploy it. The moment I have deployed it, so you see all the buttons have been created. Since I've made them all public, so all these things have been created. So one by one, let us look at all these things. First of all, let's cover the arithmetic operators. So we need to see add, subtract, this. So we know that the first number is 20, the second number is 10. So let's go to the add function first. So where is the add? Here it is. As you can see, add value is 30. So I hope it's clear. So we have added both the numbers. So now let's see at the subtraction part. Where is the subtraction button? Here it is. The moment you call the subtraction, you see that it has been assigned the value of 10, which is fine because we were 20 minus 10 would be 10. Then multiplication, it should be 200, which is fine. And division, it should be 2. Again, that's right. Modulus means the remainder. What will happen if we divide the first number with second number, and what will be the remainder? So that remainder will be stored as modulus. Since 20 is completely divisible by 10, so modulus should be 0, and that's right. Now let's see the increment and the decrement operators. So if I go to the increment, where is it? Here it is. So now you see increment means what has been written here is that increase the value of first num by 1. So let's see what is the value. So we know first number was 20, so increment is 21. Now let's look at the decrement operator. Decrement, we have decreased the second num value. It was 10 earlier. So now decrement, for this we are decreasing the value of second num by 1. So now decrement should be 9, which is right. So arithmetic operators have been tested. Moving on to relational operators. So let's go to equal to. So equal to, first num equal to second num, that has returned false, which is right. Then let's see not equal to. Because it's not equal to, we see it has returned true, which is again right. Less equal to, so whether first number is less than equal to second number, we know it's not true, so it should return false. It has returned as false, and that is why greater equal to should be true. Let's see, greater equal to is true. So again, this is the way we use the relational operators. It will return you Boolean values. It will accept anything, unsigned integers in our case, but the results are always Boolean values. Now let's move on to the logical operators. So if I say you and operation, so true and false would make a false, which is right. Again, and operator ke baad we have, so we have here or operator. So in OR operator, we have true, because true and false would make a true. Only even if one of the argument is true, we say that the result would be true. Not operator would toggle the result, since we are passing true value, so it should return as false, and it has returned as false. So logical operators are also working fine, and we understand the concept here. Next set is the assignment operators. So here it's an interesting case. So you see, let me go to assign add first. So the moment I go to assign add, I see the value to be 10. So assign add has been added, which is right, because assign add has been added the value 10 by me, right? Similarly, assign subtract is 20, assign multiply is 30, assign division is 40, and assign mod is 50. So these are the values declared by me. But now I've not called the function yet. So the moment I will call the assignment function, these values should change as per these rules. So let's now call the assignment function. You can see that I have made the assignment function to be public so that we can call that function from our deployed section. So the moment I call the assignment function, sorry, now let's check the values. Earlier it was 10, assign add, but now it is 20. So 10 has been added to it. So what has happened is we say through the syntax that please add 10 to the variable and assign it in that variable also. Assign the new value in that variable. So that the syntax is very crisp and short, which helps in writing long codes. Assign subtraction means 20 minus 10, which is 10. Assign multiplication means 30 into 10, which is 300. Assign division means 40 divided by 10, which is 4. Assign 5 is 50 mod 10, which is 0. So we can see all the values have been changed as per these rules. So that is assignment operator for you. Finally, one last operator is our conditional operator. We say that if further than second number, so we should return the sum. Otherwise, we could have returned the difference as well. So now if I go to the conditional operator and click on check, so where is the conditional operator for us? Yeah, here it is. So we see we return with 30 value, which is the sum of both the numbers. So that's how operators work in Solidity language. So we've covered all these operators, and I hope it is clear to you. See you in the next lesson.